So does anybody else think that people are blowing the Democratic victory in these past elections out of proportion? Don't get me wrong, they are meaningful. Don't get me wrong, certain of these elections were like impressive blowouts. And yes, it's good. We need to gravitate to some kind of hope here because the Republicans are anarchists and they are literally destroying the country. But like, I think people are getting a little too hopeful or getting a little bit over their skis. This is not a presidential election year. This was not even a midterm election year. An interesting dynamic is that it used to be that Republicans won in midterm elections, but now all the educated, wealthy folks have moved to the Democratic Party. So now Democrats tend to win in midterm elections, tend to do better. Whereas in the big presidential elections, where everybody like goes out and votes, the Republicans tend to do better. This wasn't either one of those elections. This was like an off-year election. And it's like, if you just look at what people were talking about, it's like, okay, so there's like a mayor in New York and a governor in Virginia and a governor in New Jersey. Those are important. And like people are like ecstatically talking about like a utilities regulation board in Georgia or like the Mississippi State House. And it's like, this is not the American electorate. It definitely says interesting things. I don't think it's entirely wrong to be like, wait a second, like Latinos and young people lumped for Trump in 2024, and that support seems to be like entirely gone. I think that like that's predictive. That's interesting. Like maybe, but keep in mind that outside of New York, it was a tiny fraction of the people that normally vote in elections. And also, I think actually in Virginia and New Jersey, it might have also been like a larger electorate than you would expect in an off year election. But this is nothing like midterm elections. This is nothing like presidential elections. So it's just not that predictive. And I was just especially getting irritated by people who are like, OMG, like, look at this Georgia election. And it went in a district from like, Trump plus 25 to, to the Democrats plus 45. And it's like utterly meaningless. Like, this is not a presidential electorate. This is not even a midterm electorate. If these elections are giving people hope to move forward to try to deal with the Trumpish and Republican scourge on our country, awesome. That's great. But like, do not believe that, okay, somehow this is solved or somehow we're automatically going to have a blue wave blowout in 2026 and, be able to impeach and remove Trump in 2027. Like, like we are nowhere near there yet. There's a lot of time to go. And this is there's a lot more damage that can be done before we get anywhere near a hopeful situation.